Oh, this scene. Oh my god. This is like my favorite scene in all of Avatar. Generic control in the deck gives me here back with another episode of Overanalyzing Avatar. Today we have Sozin's Comet Part 2, The Old Masters, which is the video where the Order of the White Lotus all comes together. We see a bunch of old faces from every side come together to fight on the side of good and stop absolute tyranny. I absolutely love the finale of Avatar, and I'm really excited to begin to the Overanalyzing Avatar finale of Avatar. You check out my reaction to part 1 of the finale. I'll leave it right up there. Also, link down below in the description. Also, in a playlist on my channel with all the other Overanalyzing Avatar reactions. Go in chronological order if you want to binge watch through all of those. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope I can make it 10 a little better. I do read all your comments, so leave some down below. The last video has not got public yet because I'm actually about to move, so I'm trying to record videos ahead of time. I also wasn't allowed to upload videos for an entire week because YouTube said I did something that I didn't do, so that's a little weird. You can follow me on, or check out my Twitter. You have to follow me. You can definitely check it out on Twitter, where I post evidence of me not doing it and showing what was wrong with what happened and explaining the whole situation. But this video is 19 minutes long. I'm super excited for it. I'm super excited to read your comments. Also, shout out to the patrons because they get the videos there early and allow me to have a Pay1 channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day, like I said before, and hopefully I can make it a tiny little better. But let's go ahead and jump into the Old Masters. All right, I absolutely love it when the White Lotus shows up.
Hey, I remember her. She
in
helped
June.
attack us. Yep.
Yep.
Back in the good old days.
I get having a
The
sense
good
of
old
humor
days.
about being a dick in the past, Zuko, but this is the second time you've dropped a joke sounding like you're longing to be evil again. I'm just saying, it's bad optics at some point. You
Well,
can
I
see
mean,
the
they
bar
already
still messed
want him
up
to be
in the
like that.
background here from when June was fighting Ryu a second ago.
I need your help
Ryu.
finding the Avatar.
Doesn't sound too fun.
I mean, I guess the last time Zuko got her to do that, she ended up like this, so yeah,
That's
fun
fair.
probably doesn't sound like the right word to her.
Nyla.
Where the fuck did you get that? Did you
I don't
have
know.
that on you while you were in the bar?
Okay.
Probably.
So who's got something with the Avatar scent on it?
I
His
have
staff.
Aang's staff.
He never
Lucky
has
he
that.
hangs onto this one marginally more than the last one, or else this probably wouldn't have worked.
Dude, that joke.
It's interesting that Nyla doesn't at least lead them back to the beach, right?
Means your
Where he
friend's
last was.
gone.
We know he's gone. That's why we're trying to find him.
No, I mean he's gone. He doesn't exist.
And how does
Which
June
is
know
crazy.
what Nyla does here means that Aang doesn't exist? Have people
Like, she can't
contacted
find
her
him.
before on people that have simply stopped existing? It seems less likely that the layman would get kidnapped by a lion turtle.
Where are
Yeah.
you, Momo?
I don't understand how that
Oh,
even
hey,
like
quick
worked.
cameo by some dragonflies too. Once again, we saw them last when Aang was dicking around with the zoo animals or whatever.
There's only one other person in this world who can help us face the Fire Lord. I'll be right back with a smell sample.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's run down the history on this sandal really quick. Iroh was captured with it and then left it behind for Zuko to find. So after that, Zuko didn't give it to Iroh for some reason and then went
kept
back
it.
to his quarters on his ship and then put it away somewhere. It stayed there for a while, and then just before he suspiciously started looking around the ship before
Didn't the
pirates
ship
attacked,
explode?
Zuko pocketed it just in case for some reason. It survived Zuko getting blown to smithereens, and then Zuko
Yeah.
somehow held onto it the entire time the siege of the north was happening. Or he hid it somewhere in the wild off of Zhao's ship.
He's
got
had
fucked
that
on
that
by Aang and
entire
then went
time?
back for it
There's
later.
no
Next, he
way.
drifted out to sea with it hidden from Iroh for an entire 3 weeks, and then spent who knows how long traveling with Iroh on foot, still keeping it to himself. He didn't even think about giving it back to Iroh when he left to go on the Zuko alone journey. Fast
Why?
forward through a little more traveling with Iroh. They're in
He still
Boston
has
Bay,
it.
and Zuko continues to keep it a secret through the ending of book 2, probably hiding it somewhere in their
Did
apartment.
he just
Zuko goes
forget
back to
about
the
it?
Sandal shortly after brutally betraying Iroh and leaving for the Fire Nation. Zuko once again takes
And
good
still
care of it
keep-
on the way there, and then it's easy to assume he just keeps it in his room, probably under his fucking pillow. because
What
he
was
cares
that
about
at the
it so
moon?
much. Final stretch now. As he's leaving to turncoat the Fire Nation, he carefully packs the sandal away to bring with him, along with a painting of Iroh. He keeps it in his room in the Western Air Temple, but as always is sleeping with it when Azula attacks, and that's lucky too, because he wouldn't have had time to go back for it. Another
yeah,
short stint of camping
dude.
and chilling at the beach house before he finally packs it to go hunt for Aang and enlist June for help. That's me trying
Also,
to
if
be
it
as
is ever blurred
realistic about it
YouTube's
as
copyright
possible,
system,
and
I can't do
somehow
anything
after all
about it.
that, it still
It
smells like
should be
Iroh and
temporary.
not Zuko. I have no basis on this at all, but this kind of looks like that one area from the Chase episode. But then again, if it were here, they probably would have to go over the Serpent's Pass on the way to Ba Sing Se, and that probably would have gotten a shot or two in the running montage. I guess they're lucky June's bar was in this area of the Earth Kingdom then. Is it just me, or does this wall seem pretty massively less impressive than the portion
It
of the wall
does,
that the
yeah.
gang arrived to
Well,
when
it's
they
also
first
kind of
got
like
to
the
Ba Sing
Great
Se?
Wall of China, isn't it? Like, part of the Great Wall of China are like not that tall,
It's a
right?
hexagon.
By God, he's right.
Doesn't seem like normal rock.
Did he just try to send Momo into fucking orbit?
I wish I had some help right now.
I think he
I wish I had Roku.
I do have Roku.
Okay, now this makes more sense to me. Aang's been through his entire journey at this point, and he's making a concentrated effort to connect with his past lives. I don't have any problem with Aang being able to.
Oh, this
him in
yeah,
this
he
way at all
talked.
at
This is
point.
like the
What
first
was
time we
weird
see
about
some of
last
these
time was
avatars,
that Aang
isn't
was
it?
just chilling, being sad, not thinking about Roku at all, and then Roku was just like, "Hey, yo, what's good?" I've always thought it's been sort of criminal.
Not the first time you see them
through the entire show. Aang's the only one that's ever really done it. I'm just saying, Appa's tail looks comfortable as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes John with his fucking firewalls again.
Yeah.
Also, yes, haha, the double meaning of this episode title, referring both to these guys and the past avatars. Haven't got a good double meaning since, oh shit, the Great Divide.
Oh no. Oh no. 10 out of 10. Woo.
Disciplined and show restraint, but it backfired.
I sort of wish Roku, out of all the avatars, had something a little more concrete to give Aang here. At least they've seen each other a few times, like they have a rapport. But that would also go against an element of these rapid-fire avatar talks that I really like as well. I can't be pleased. What else is new?
What's going on?
It's fair.
We're surrounded by old people.
Toph can tell that?
Yeah,
Are
how
their
can you
heartbeats
tell?
weaker or something? Are their steps more rickety? Is Toph blind?
Paku.
Their knees aren't as
It is
good.
respectful to bow to an old master, but how about a hug for your new grandfather?
Hell yeah, Paku.
Aw.
I love this moment.
I
Yeah,
made
that was
her a
such a
new
good
betrothal
moment.
necklace
God, I
and everything.
love this.
Like, Paku's a little hyped up on himself. He's like, yeah, I'm the man. I fuck with this energy, Paku.
The Riz God.
Grandpaku!
That 10 out of 10.
Damn, I
Oh.
wish this wasn't so late in the series. I could have used that reaction so much. Oh, look at
No.
sad Sokka sulk away here after Paku shuts him down. Damn, sometimes it really
Aw.
do be like that.
We're all part of the same ancient secret society, a group that transcends the divisions of the four nations.
The Order of the White Lotus.
Yep.
This is just really cool. They left just enough hints for you to have this oh shit moment here as you realize what's going on. Never too much.
So-
Never 2 episodes
so
in a row.
cool.
Shit, never 5 episodes removed from one another. The Order of the White Lotus is never front and center, and if they are, it's cryptic.
But you
and
know
weird,
that they're
and you're
there.
Like Zuko in that moment. You don't really know what's going on. So it makes all these characters you love and have been invested in coming back and being the answer to this.
This
vague
be like
mystery
super
really
hype.
satisfying. It's like the perfect answer to the perfect question.
It literally
Unbelievably
is.
executed.
Like, what is the
Group
White
that
Lotus?
transcends the divisions of the four nations.
And even now, Piandau's dropping some cryptic shit. Transcends the divisions of the four nations? Man, most people aren't even thinking about anything before Aang's time at the air temples. Everything's just really
That's true.
cool when it comes to these guys.
How long has the Order of the White Lotus been around? Do we know?
That we were needed for
They didn't talk
something
about that in a book.
important.
About a month ago? Okay, so if we were going by number of full moons, about a month ago was 2 days ago.
Yeah, literally.
He's dead? And so is Aang.
Oh,
I don't think he said dead. He said, he obviously edited that. Hello, Kyoshi. You absolute murdering psychopath, I believe. I think she is.
It's very interesting to me that Kyoshi's
I
big
wasn't
thing
a
that
huge
she
fan
talks
of her.
about in her more than 200 years
For
of
some
life
reason,
is
I
the
just
one
didn't-
thing we know about her doing. This was the biggest moment in your life, and the gang just happened to stumble upon it one day. And I do get that
True.
it's probably the closest thing that she can relate to Aang versus Ozai, but I think it would have been cool if Kyoshi got something else here instead of a flashback to another episode.
Heard a lot of people love her. I'm just not a
Technically, he fell to his own doom
super
because he was
huge
too
fan of
stubborn
her.
to get out of the way.
Personally, I don't really see the difference.
Man, I could have used that as a reaction too. Shit, why are the good ones right at the end? Okay,
Because
here's the
it's
part
this
that I
finale,
really
it's
like about
amazing.
these chats. None of the avatars give him a hard and fast answer. It really gives the vibe that
They
they're
let him decide.
experienced and they know this is a very complex situation. And they don't want to take this decision from Aang. Aang has to make
That's
it. Even
the
if he sees
previous
how counsel of them,
waterbending
it's
avatar.
still his call to make. They've clearly all made mistakes
And there's the
hard
last
decisions, and that's
air
part of being the avatar.
bender.
So them leaving it up to Aang makes it feel like, wow, even the past avatars are giving him the reins. He's not just the kid that crawled out of the iceberg. He's the avatar. It's up to him.
There I was, back in Omashu, waiting for just the right moment.
I gotta
Oh,
say,
well,
Bumi's
this
still a
is it.
bad leader for this. I get the plan, I get the idea, I get the mindset. Still
But,
a
like,
bad
why?
leader.
Dude, Bumi is an absolute menace to society. And firebending.
doing?
It's fucking John Wayne Boom! John Wayne Boom
What was
survived
that
Aang's murder attempt. He
transition?
went through physical rehab. They said he'd never walk again. They said he'd never placehold again. He somehow developed firebending despite never having worn a firebender uniform in the past and
Wait.
tries to now. He's thankfully spared.
That's
by
why
Boom
he
and
doesn't-
lives to fight another day. John Wayne Fu forever, baby! Yeah, okay, Bumi's apparently ridiculously strong to the effect that he's earthbending things that are bigger and further away than we've ever seen. But
Yes.
is this city only occupied by soldiers? They didn't turn this into a colony or anything?
No.
This is a big city. city with no Earth Kingdom civilians in it anymore. You'd think they'd use it for a colony city, and if that's the case,
kinda crazy.
I mean, shit, Bumi's ruthless. This big Ozai statue was actually the reason they were scaffolding to fight on the last when the gang was in Omashu. It looks
Which
like
is
they
a
finished
weird
constructing
place to
on
put
it.
that.
I won't go into how unsure I am that rocks would penetrate this metal so cleanly like this, but I will say you can actually see the metal subtly crack around the impacts, which I hadn't noticed before. And this is a weird problem to have. Bumi isn't clearly enough not metal bending here. It looks like he's just lifting the metal statue with bending, no earth involved. So it looks like the outer walls of Omashu are covered in bricks, which doesn't make any sense. They're supposed to be covered in metal like they were in Return to Omashu.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
they're set up like that so earthbenders would have less effect in an occupied city.
So what about
That is
you
a
guys?
good point.
Did you do anything interesting on the day of the eclipse?
No. The war. You know, just D-Day. Nothing crazy. Just a normal Tuesday.
Nah.
No, not really.
Yeah. This is probably the first invasion of the Fire Nation ever. There's Ko.
The face stealer.
This is a really cool way to tie in a sort of throwaway anecdote from Ko from the end of the first season. It feels very organic since
Ko's
it's already
crazy.
been mentioned, and
Love
it calls
Ko.
back to one of the coolest scenes from the season 1 finale, making the package of the entire show feel even tighter than it would have. Magnifique. Also, Ko did in fact use Kuruk's wife's face to cut a stunt on Aang when they met. You sort of got that was what he was getting at while it was happening, but you only really get full context now, and that's really cool. Whoa! The finale's really pulling out all the stops. No,
That's a half moon.
Your uncle's in there, Prince Zuko.
Oh, this scene. Oh my god. This is like my favorite scene in all of Avatar.
I like that Zuko has to take a moment here. It sort of plays back on the moment where he had to take a second to collect himself before seeing his father again for the first time. And I think it's very sweet that it's Katara, whose trust was the hardest to win over, is the one that consoles him. It's nice that Katara and Zuko get a couple moments of bonding outside of the murder mission. It makes the team feel more complete.
And I've only had to use violence for necessary defense. And I've certainly never used it to take a life.
That's a lie.
All right, it's been a long time.
Well, people are durable.
Here we go. Okay, to start us off, there's that one time Aang avalanched a bunch of Fire Nation soldiers. Do you know how heavy snow is? They're either crushed, suffocated, or fell off a mountain. Take your pick. Then he tried to send this tank hurtling down the mountain too, and I mean, it didn't work, but he still had killing intent in his cold black heart. With all the fusion with the fish stuff and Avatar state moments,
it's cold
he's not
water.
really himself in those moments. So I'll let those slide. But there was that time you sent Kachi flying off that cliff very much on purpose, and at that point, we literally just had a conversation about how that kills people. He ended up living, but still, the intent was there. And then the time you cut a buzzard wasp in half, and I know it's a big, weird bug monster, but it's still a life. And the iconic time you drowned a bunch of Earth Kingdom soldiers because they just fell in the water and definitely didn't have enough time to come back up for air before you froze it over. And the time you popped that hot air balloon. I mean, those guys probably aren't walking away from that.
I don't think I had
the big obvious ones. I mean, there's other moments where you've definitely used way too much force. So I don't know where you're getting this whole never taking a life thing.
I know that you're a gentle spirit, and the monks have taught you well.
Is he?
But this isn't about you. This is about the world.
I don't know why the general consensus is that Kyoshi is the cold-blooded Avatar based off of these scenes.
Yeah.
Kyoshi was very matter-of-fact and analytical, but
she is.
Chen's the one with the fucking sales pitch.
I really don't remember her part much at all.
Needs and do whatever it takes to protect the world.
She's the one that leans hardest on the idea that Aang has to do it. Yang Chen's ice cold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he just sat there and waited for him to wake up.
Well, there's only a few scenes that make me tear up every time I watch them, and this is one of them.
This is it.
Parallels with Zuko's past. The last time we saw Zuko on his knees apologizing to a father figure, he was horribly maimed. This time he's met with love and forgiveness. And it's just so Iroh.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know how I can ever make it up to you, but
Oh my god, I love this part so much.
Another very low-key thing is that when Zuko gets interrupted by being pulled into the hug, if you pause it, it seems like his next word was going to start with an L based on his mouth position. And the sentence that got interrupted, was he going to tell Iroh that he loved him? Man, this scene's so powerful. It's almost perfect. I just wish it didn't end on a joke. I really wish they just took this seriously the whole time. I think it would have landed even better. But that nitpick aside, this scene is awesome. I can't praise it enough.
My god. Yeah, that might be my favorite scene in any episode of anything ever.
It's amazing, Momo. The biggest animal in the world.
I like that this comes full circle as well. Aang starts out the show wanting to traipse all over the world riding different kinds of animals. And he ends the story by riding the craziest animal out of all of them. That's fun.
Is there only one of those?
You can actually see the huge pillars that the Aang versus Ozai fight.
Oh, yeah.
Uncle, you're the only person other than the Avatar who can possibly defeat the Father Lord.
The father.
You mean the Fire Lord?
Thanks for the assist, Toph.
Even if I did defeat Ozai.
Oh, there's that pot.
And I don't know that I could.
I think this is a crucial line in this finale. We haven't seen Ozai firebend at all. We've seen him generate lightning.
But we've seen
quickly,
Iroh.
but we've never seen him in a proper fight. But who we have seen is Iroh, and Iroh goes pretty hard throughout the show.
Yeah,
There haven't been
and
a lot
he's
of
not even
situations
sure.
that he hasn't been able to get out of pretty easily. So Iroh putting respect on Ozai to this degree gives the viewer that extra little bit of reverence
Like
that I think
the,
is
oh
very,
no.
very needed.
You struggled, you suffered. But you have always followed your own path. You restored your own honor.
Iroh plays into my thinking on Zuko's redemption here too, actually. Iroh's certainly not referring to defeating Aang at Ba Sing Se. Iroh's referring to the personal journey that Zuko went on to get here. To where
Zuko
he
alone.
is right now. Not Zuko chasing Aang, but Zuko chasing who he himself really is.
I had a vision that I would one day take Ba Sing Se. Only now do I see that my destiny is to take it back from the Fire Nation.
Nah,
I'm gonna
well.
wrap this scene up by talking about how Iroh was written here in general. This is stellar.
Iroh,
He talks
dude.
with such a calm and happy confidence, with a lot of dignity and gravitas to his words. And I don't mention the music very often, but the score works perfectly with the words he's imparting. But he's still very much Iroh, with
I
his
love
jovial
Iroh.
attitude when it's called for.
He's
Iroh
my
really
favorite
has to shine
character.
in this scene. You really get a sense of his whole character, with just a unique tinge of that finale weight to his voice. And I'm really thankful they gave him this time, since he's been absent for so much of Book 3. Alright, now we get to the
Yeah.
Lion Turtle. a
Oh,
little bit.
Lion
First
Turtle.
of all,
Was this
surface
someone with
level.
eyes
This
closed?
guy looks awesome. He's very obviously ancient, and the sense of scale is really great, and the art style is even sort of different for him, which makes him feel very special or important. Now, am I impressed
Yeah.
with what the Lion Turtle does for the story? I'll agree it's very out of left field. It feels like he just kind of comes out of nowhere.
It
And that's
is.
a problem for a show that's been so tightly written up to this point. Am I a fan of energy bending or how Aang finds a way to answer his problem? Those questions I'm going to tackle in the final part.
In the final part,
Can weather all the lies and illusions without being lost.
But damn, he do be sounding like Haru's dad, though.
is he the same voice actor?
For a long time, I was confused to who the Lion Turtle was referring to here. He will come. What do you mean? Who? But then it dawned on me that the turtle is referring to Ozai. I mean, he dropped them off
Yeah,
exactly
obviously,
where
yeah.
they're going to throw down. How the Lion Turtle knows where Ozai's attack is
It's
going to
some
land
kind of
or
ancient
a multitude
being
of other
that just
questions
knows.
is lost on me. But like I said, it's vague. We don't really know the level of being this thing is. So I think you can give that part at least a pass.
But that way it's completely unexpected. Oh, there's the Comet. Hello.
And the ending really puts an exclamation point on the episode just with the visuals and music. The Comet's here. Let's fucking go. So
Yes.
This episode gets to be really interesting. We get a lot of reviews
Love
we
this
weren't
episode.
either expecting or even knew were coming. There's a lot to think about and digest. We get to have a chat with past avatars, including some new faces,
Yeah.
and we get the reuniting of Iroh and Zuko. And
That
because
scene.
those things are so
It's that
interesting,
scene
you
right
probably
there.
don't notice this when watching, but this episode is literally all talking. Every single conversation has this weight and importance behind it, and there's just this looming feeling of the calm before the storm. If you're a fan of the
Yeah.
show, these are conversations you want to hear. So whenever
Yeah,
feels
no,
boring,
this is
it feels
beautiful.
like we're ramping up to something really special. And
No one-
we are. Patron
no one
shoutouts
should
if you
think
wanna
this
be 2
episode's
episodes ahead of
boring.
The YouTube releases. That's right. If you're watching this on YouTube, the finale to Overanalyzing Avatar is on Patreon and available
Oh.
for just a few bucks. Link, as always, is in the
I
description
typically
below the video. Biggest shout out to
like
one of my top
to
patrons, Burb, who
read
can
the
catch,
comments in the
dress,
previous video
cook,
before I
and
record the
eat
next
fish
one.
in under
But
a
with me
minute.
about the
Caesar's
move,
Ghost, who can make
including
any
moving
animal
my
albino
work
if he looks at it hard
and
enough. Costco94, who talked to
working it.
God once and convinced him to give him a Corvette. Danger Stranger, who got hired onto a construction
Hopefully
site
it was
because
a
all the heavy
ZR1.
machinery broke down and they needed some way to move the heavy shit around. Daniel Ward, who can guess how many grains of sand in a handful and get within 10 every time.
Within
Emperor
10.
Promedlov Dromai, who has a constellation named after him that looks like a centaur with a laser cannon. Eric Barney, who doesn't eat steel-toed boots because he just has steel toes, etc.
Oh,
Who
fair,
put a
yeah.
nursing home that got destroyed by a hurricane back
Et
together by
cetera's been around for
generating
so
his own
long.
reverse hurricane. Finnish Blood, who stopped a bank robbery with only a pair of nunchucks. Fritz
Oh,
Sullivan,
don't-
who
don't
can
mean
match
me
the
and Payday,
top
then.
speed of any animal after studying David Attenborough documentaries. Grayson Webster, who can dance so well it actually kicks up a measurable electric charge in the atmosphere. Harrison Poland, who can scratch his back with his feet. Jared Berkman, who donates 100 beds to a dog shelter every year on
Aw.
his birthday. John, who
On his
climbed a tree
birthday.
as a boy, and he didn't know it at the time, but he climbed down a man. Mandatory Sin, who poured an
Oh.
entire bottle of vinegar into his eye and didn't go blind, and also won $100 for it. Misha Boblov,
Why-
shut
who
down
gave him
the
$100 for
entire
that?
underground squid fighting
Yeah, $100
operation.
$100.
Notron, who can survive any kind of crash once, no matter what. Train, plane, car, bike, doesn't matter. Pran of Prem, who can pop an entire bag of popcorn by clapping their hands really fast close to it. Random Curry, who won the only ever Heelys double marathon. Sean Martin, who
I have
wrote every
Heelys.
book that has been published since 1975. Siviak,
Wow.
who had to hide when the 1969 moon landing happened because he didn't want them to feel bad that he got there first. The Sinking Bubble, who created a sustainable form of energy based solely on how good they look somehow.
Oh.
Thomas Lautenbach, who stopped a mugging by jousting the guy from the window of his 2002 Honda Civic hatchback. Andy
2002?
Frickin' who did a 1080 roundhouse kick and killed the last actual Tatzelworm. Even more
What's a
huge
that-
shoutouts
what's
go
a
to our
Tatzelworm?
fuck you money patrons.
Jesus.
Adriano, Ben
okay. This had like my favorite scene in anything ever. I absolutely love that scene.
Kennedy Stapleton, Leif Ernhammer, Luke Herrera,
Hopefully copyright was nice to me. I'm super excited for the next one. But yeah, I'm about to move, so I'm having to get a little bit ahead on videos. Also wasn't allowed to upload for an entire week, so it's a good time to get ahead.
Alan Garvin, Ali QPZM, Andrew Watchett, Austin Gallup, Be My Valentine, Big Thirsty, Braden Shanahan, Brando Espinoza, Brand Muffin, Caleb Fosnock,
they ain't close to you.
Canine Corp, Charles Barnett, Charlie Bronkowski, Chloe Benton, Connor Doman, Dan Bertel, David Carlisle,
so many
DJ
people,
Jack,
dude. His patrons.
Dominic Saint, Distant, Earth 2 John, Eleanor Rose, Fingal Kern, Gennaro, Gregoire Lardy, Il Gerardo, Isaiah Wilson, It's Kurt,
So
Jacob Whitecotton, Jake the Garden Rate,
good for him though.
Martinez, Jackson, Jay Lambo, Jimbo.
I wonder how his channel is doing after he finished overanalyzing Avatar. Like, I know he does a bunch of other stuff, but I feel like a lot of it's not like as big as this series was for him.
And Den B, Lady Serena, Lehman Rust, Literal
Oh, that was the end of a take there.
Cone, Mario, Matthew Starjo, Michael Conrad, Mitchell Gobrick, Mortius 007, Nickel Pickle 582, Nicholas Abbott, Omar, Ori, Papa Jaka, Parker Gas, Parker P, Radiator Rat, Ranga, Riley Booth, Rocket Mist, Samuel Graves, Shadow Fox Nero,
I feel like it's longer than usual.
Sophie Kitty, Spory, Stab Dog, Stefan Isle, Steinwand, Sunlime, Super Salad 726, Super Snipper, Terran Solis, The Alternates, The Flower 27.
I guess everybody's excited for the finale, so they want to be in
Triad Juice,
the video.
Fire, Wilbur Base Boosted, William Willette, Wolfman Dan, Wool, Wyatt Pence, Zancrim, and Zachaholism.
There we
Next
go.
up is Into the Inferno. That's the big one.
Yeah, that's a really good one, but this one was my absolute favorite. I'm so excited. Yeah, then we're gonna have part 3, part 4. It's gonna be insane. I hope you're subscribed so you do not miss it if you're watching in the playlist after it's happened. You only got 2 more episodes and then you're done with the playlist. You've binge watched the entire thing. Thank you for coming on this journey with me so far. We still have a little bit to go and they're gonna be longer episodes and I'm really looking forward to those. So thank you so much for being here. I look forward to reading your comments and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. But until the next video, take care and cue the music.
We were playing